Hello and welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So today I want to watch Shane because I've been recently rewatching the early seasons of The Walking Dead and I want to do a what if Shane didn't die at the end of season 2. What if Shane killed Rick, okay? And the short answer is Carl would have seen it and shot Shane, okay? But let's pretend that Carl wasn't there, okay? Let's pretend that Shane kind of shot Ricky and then ran back to the group to take his place as the leader, okay? But I believe season 3 will be mostly the same. Shane would also choose to go to the prison, because that's a great idea. However, there would be some issues with this. Glenn and Daryl found out that Randall had his neck snapped. So this whole time, Glendale would be suspicious of Shane, okay? And Laurie's death would always happen because it was like a weird, messed up birth, whatever happened. So I believe that they'd be going on kind of similar up until Laurie's death. And as soon as Laurie dies, that's the one person Shane cares about, okay? What would Shane do then? I believe Shane would seclude himself and become less of a leader, kind of like Rick did. But Rick kind of also cared about other people around him, that's why he kind of stayed. But Shane, I believe, soon as Laurie dies, soon after, he would take Carl and Judith away. He would just immediately leave. And saying that Glenn and Daryl were always suspicious of Shane, they might just let him leave or try and fight him because he's taking the kids and end up losing it and just let him leave. And those two, I think, would end up taking the kind of leadership roles. But what would Shane do when he leaves? I believe Shane would probably... He has a baby and a child with him. He would probably soon die after leaving me a couple months later. Or he would end up joining the governor's side, okay? Like, he would be found by the governor and he would end up joining the governors, okay? Because I believe that... Because the reason the governor and Rick went to war is because Rick wouldn't give over people. Shane would just do that straight away. So there'd be no conflict with the governor between Rick and Shane. So if he stayed at the prison, they would probably live there indefinitely, okay? They wouldn't leave the prison. And Woodbury would probably become a close ally if Shane survived. Woodbury and the prison people would be allies. And I believe at some point they would probably just merge into one big community. And the governor would probably end up taking control of both communities because Shane would be less interested in being a leader and he just wants to look after Carl and Judith. That's what I believe happened. There'd be some fight back though with Daryl and those lot, okay? But I believe with Shane on the governor's side, he would just squash that and kill off all those characters. But other than a lot of characters who would have survived a lot longer with Rick dying in the prison, Shane would probably stay at the prison and stay alive, or he would stay in the area, be it Woodbury, if he didn't die in the months he ran off, okay? Now, let's kind of say, what if the governor arc went the same way? What'd he do if he got to Alexandria? What'd he do against the Saviors, okay? Well, straight up, I believe Shane would maybe be in a similar position as Rick at that point, because Rick was basically like Shane by the end of season 6 and season 5, okay? He was like Shane. So, things Rick did in those seasons, I think Shane would do similar. However, near season, I believe, he would fight back a lot quicker. He wouldn't spend as long as moping around as Rick did. And I believe that when it comes to Carl's death, that would snap Shane to go crazy, kind of like Rick, but I believe it'd be worse, okay? Shane would just butcher Saviors, okay? I believe when he found out there'd be prisoners at Hilltop, he would go kill them. And with the big Shane-Negan fight, I believe Shane would just straight up kill Negan and not save him, which would then never have the issue of maybe Shane disappearing like Rick did. Well, he wouldn't anyway, because I believe he would wipe out all Saviors, and he wouldn't be about building communities. He would keep everyone separate, and eventually when the Whisperers come around, there's no big communities. Shane would just die with the Whisperers because Hilltop's over here, Alexandria's over here, Kingdom's over here. They would all stay secluded without Rick's interference to make them all one big community. They would just stay as 3 different towns, and the Whisperers would just easily destroy them if they're not united. Well, that is it for me. What did you think about this video? Do you agree with what I think would happen to Shane if this what if happened? Like, we have 3 answers. Short, he dies immediately. Middle short, he dies soon after Laurie's death. And if we really stretch it, I believe he would easily defeat the Saviors, but die when the Whisperers come. What do you think? Please tell me. Like, do you disagree? Do you think Shane would die this way? Do you think how long it would last? Do you think there maybe be a conflict between Shane and Daryl early on, and Daryl would kill Shane and then move on, and it would be basically the same just with Daryl as a leader role? What do you think? Please tell me, and I'll talk to you guys later.